Thank you very much indeed. Good morning, everybody. My name is Jackie Porter. I'm the Cabinet Member for the Built Environment and Wellbeing, and this is a decision day on 3 items today. Owing to ongoing COVID-19 pandemic and the government guidance, it isn't possible to hold this decision day in person. So therefore, the government has made arrangements under the Coronavirus Act 2020 and subsequent regulations permitting remote meetings to hold this decision day virtually. If you're a member of the public and would like to listen to the audio stream, you may do so via winchester.gov.uk. Thank you. Can I ask, first of all, if we just go through the members of the council that are present, please?
Yes, Chair. Looking at the participants, we have Councillor Horrell, who has registered to speak on one item, yes, and Councillors Clear and Weston have also joined the call.
Thank you. And the officers that are on the call?
Right. Together with myself here in the St Giles room is Richard Botham. We have Corinne Phillips, Adrian Fox, Lee Smith, Catherine Knight, Simon Finch, and also from Democratic Services, David Blakemore.
Thank you very much indeed. The first item is public participation. I don't think we've had, actually disclosure of interest. Does anybody have any disclosures of interest that they wish to make the point about at the moment? No, none at all. Thank you. I have a personal interest in the fact I'm a county councillor as well, and the IFS statement includes reference to that, but I don't have any decision making in the county council, so it's a personal interest. On public participation, I don't think we have any members of the public that wish to speak. Can you confirm that, Nancy, please?
That's right, Councillor Porter. Nobody's registered to speak.
Okay, thank you. And then on visiting councillors representation, I believe Councillor Horrell wishes to speak on Crawley. Is that correct, Councillor Horrell?
Yes, please, Councillor Porter, that would be kind. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. And we don't have any other people wishing to speak at all? Nancy, any other members of the council?
No, Chair.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much indeed. So the first item is the infrastructure funding statement for SIL and S106 agreements, which are on pages 5 to 26 of the papers that were sent out. I just wanted to say that the recommendation is that they're noted and agreed for publication. Mr. Finch, would you like to say anything? Could you talk us through it?
Thank you, Chair. No, I'm quite happy. It's hopefully a self-explanatory paper, so nothing for me to specifically add. Thank you. Okay. I don't. Corinne Phillips may want to introduce if that would be helpful, Chair.
I think it would be useful for the record. Corinne, would you like to just describe what the paper is, and then we can just have a quick explanation about why it's important to do this at this time.
Yes. This paper has come to this decision day because in September 2019 the government changed the SIL regulations, and it became a duty of each council to actually come up with a statement of how and where money was spent. It's very prescriptive as to how we present this paper, so exactly what the regulations have required, and I have been attending meetings with the county council and lots of other district representatives, and we've all agreed on the time frame that we're reporting on, and we're all hoping that we can publish this by the deadline, which is the end of December this year. So in actual fact, the statement is very much what we've had to produce. We don't have a huge amount of leeway other than to introduce a bit of narrative, which I've added. That's basically what the paper is about. It reports on the SIL that we've collected, mainly for a specific reporting period, which is the 1920 financial year. But we do have a little bit of background information on previously collected money and where that's gone. We also have to include Section 106 information, which is far more complicated because obviously we've been collecting that much longer than SIL. So this year the government have actually said, because of the crazy you that this is a kind of rehearsal, which a lot of other councils are fairly relieved about, because there's a huge amount of information to put together. But we've fed into the county council statement, and the county council are also including some information in relation to Winchester, because we're one of the very few districts that actually gave SIL money to the county. So the county have actually got some information on Winchester's district, and we should all be publishing by the end of the year. So that's really the background to the paper.
Thank you. I apologise for my phone going off in the middle of all that. Yes, and actually I have looked at the two papers together, and they make complete sense. And so thank you very much. I think the important thing is that the challenge of the S106 is that some of it is not necessarily in financial terms, but can also be in land terms, can't it? So that makes it more difficult.
It does. I mean, thankfully, this is for a certain period of time, so we haven't had to report for the last 30 or 40 years, because obviously we've got 3 MDAs and they have hugely complicated Section 106 agreements. And if we'd had to report absolutely everything, that would have been a mammoth task. But thankfully, it has concentrated on 1 year. But this is obviously a document that will be built on subsequently, because we're going to have to produce this every year. So it will start to, produce a historic record of what's happened. But obviously, the starting point is the year 2019 to 2020. So in subsequent years, there'll be much more information that people can look back on, and then it will build on that.
It'll build the picture, won't it, over time?
Yes.
Thank you very much indeed.
So
I'm very happy, since there are no public representations either, I'm very happy to accept the recommendation that we note the paper and agree it for publication. Thank you, Corinne, for all your hard work on this. I realise it's a few pages, but it takes a lot of work to get to this point, so thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
And for information as well, we're expecting to update our Reg 123 in the way in which we go forward with SIL in light of the council plan in the spring of 2021. Thank you. Okay, on to the next item, which is item 5, which is the Crawley Village Design Statement. Lee, I think you're on the call. Would you like to introduce this statement?
Yeah, of course, I'm happy to introduce the
Thank
statement.
you.
So this is the Crawley Village Design Statement, which has been done working with Crawley Parish Council. They overly took the lead on this, working with ourselves and other departments at Winchester City Council. And this is their, I guess, vision for how design should be led in the parish of Crawley going forward, in line with the new local plan that was adopted in 2017.
Thank you very much indeed. And thank you for your work with parishes on these. Councillor Horrell, would you like to speak?
Good morning, Councillor Porter. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak. As you can imagine, Crawley is in my Wonston and Mishwood ward, so I'm absolutely delighted this paper is before you this morning, and just wanted to reiterate, I think, the importance of village design statements. This is an update for the village versus one that they had written many years ago, and the need for parish councils and our local representatives to actually update these papers, the importance of them so that the views of the community can be shared, particularly as we go forward with potential new planning regulations. Also to complement the team on some wonderful photographs that are included that really help to articulate their desires and aspirations for the village. And so I think it is to be commended, and really to thank the officers for their support, and also to encourage others who haven't updated theirs recently to do so, because they're hugely important and helpful to all of us, to residents who are looking to develop, to councillors and to officers, I hope, in the spirit of trying to work together and have the best developments we can in keeping with everyone's desires for the district. So thank you, Councillor Porter, for allowing me to speak, but I hope that you will endorse it wholeheartedly. Thank you.
Absolutely, and congratulations to both Crawley and St Giles Hill. I'll mention that as well at the same time, for producing two excellent documents, even managing to get through the consultation through the pandemic and the lockdowns and the various other times. So that was a great achievement, but perhaps even better when people have got time to think about what's really important to them in their own village, not just in the well-being, but also in the physicality of those places as well. And as you say, the pictures do tell 1,000 words, really. So excellent. Happy to go with the recommendations, which is just basically to approve them, but just for the strategic planning team, just to confirm that they're absolutely happy that they tie up with the current planning guidance as it is, and that the photographs and things do actually represent exactly what they are supposed to. Lee, do you have any other comments about going forward, what we do with these and how they're going to be promoted back to developers and to the public?
Yeah, of course, Councillor Porter. So basically, once we have adopted them here today, we will be emailing everyone on our mailing list and those who responded to our consultation, informing them that the document is now adopted and the previous one has been replaced. And we'll also be letting DM colleagues know that these are now available for them to use in planning decisions going forward.
Thank you. And will they? When do you anticipate they'll be on the website?
By this afternoon.
Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Thank you. So we're very happy to approve that village design statement. And the second one is the St Giles Hill neighbourhood design statement, which has again been updated. Lee, do you want to have a word about this one too? Sorry, you're on a starring role this morning.
That's okay. So this one was worked in conjunction with St Giles Hill Residents Association, who very proactively got on it themselves, with of course help from ourselves and other members of the council. And it covers the area of St Giles Hill. That's about really, it's again the same as Crawley, in line with the local plan.
Yeah, thank you. And the differences to the previous ones are subtle, but they are there. I've read them and understand that they're slight changes. So really appreciate their hard work done and Crawley's work. I do realise that the residents have a big part to play in both of these design statements. So thank you very much. Adrian Fox, would you like to say about how we envisage village design statements being used in the future local plan?
Yeah, certainly. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, we do feel that, well, village design statements have a very important role in the new local plan. We are working with our colleagues in the South Downs National Park on a new template, which will be very useful, because what we want to do is capture information once when we go out to a settlement. So it's useful information for the village design statements, it's useful information for conservation character area appraisals, and also very useful information for what the government's talking about in terms of local design codes. So we want to kind of capture all of that at once to kind of be smart, if I can put it that way, in terms of when we go out and when we work with local communities, because clearly there's a big overlap with a lot of these assessments. They might have different kind of badges, but they all basically are fundamentally important in terms of gaining a very good understanding of a local settlement and community. So we'd like to work forward. And we've discussed before at the PAG about trialling that with a parish council. Like I say, we're keen to work with the South Downs National Park to try and develop a template, because I think it will be very useful for consistency, so that we obviously capture what information we need and we do it once, so that we're not going out to settlements several times under different badges and collecting the same information. Thank you, Councillor Porter.
Thank you very much, Adrian. That's really helpful. So I'm very happy to approve the St Giles Neighbourhood Design Statement, St Giles Hill Neighbourhood Design Statement, and say thank you to the residents of Crawley and of St Giles Hill who've worked so hard on updating their statement, and urge everybody else that's got a somewhat older design statement to take the bull by the horns and update it as soon as possible. Thank you very much indeed. I think that's the end of my decisions today. Nancy, have you got anything else you wanted to relate at this point?
No, that's it. Thank you very much, Councillor Porter.
Thank you very much indeed. And goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.